Clove is a lot more bursty, and it's like the reason why you play Brim on certain maps is because you get burst smokes where the smokes come out really fast. And so a map that's like really good on, like for example Bind, like the reason why Brim is really good on binds, not only for like the stim and like stimming up like the dog and stuff like that, and also like being a post plant nerd, but I think like the ability to smoke multiple things instantly is where his strong suit is. Now I think what Clove does, Clove kind of combines what Omen does and Brim does, where you have burst smokes, but then they're also like sustained smokes, so they recharge and you can use them like one at a time, similar like what you do with Omen. Now Omen does have a lot of really good one ways on certain maps that make him just like insane. I can maybe show an example, but let's say you're execing B, right? I actually throw this smoke a lot. So this smoke is not a one-way, but you throw it and look what it does. It's not a one-way, but if someone tries to run out of it like this, they can't see anything up until they get right here. Look how far there are out market. Anyone tries to run through this smoke, they die. That's like a rule of thumb. And that's like, this smoke is just OP for attack. And the only shitty thing though is you throw the smoke and then you have to wait a second, then you throw this smoke, and so it's not as like fast. So let's say you had the space already right here. It's gonna take you longer from like, okay, I'll say point A to point B. It's gonna take you longer to safely get the smokes out. Like let's say you throw the smokes, it's like this, right? And then you can go out because you still have to wait for that smoke, but then you can go out. Whereas with Clove,
30 seconds
let's say you already have the space taken. Look how fast it takes for you to burst out of an area
dropping smokes.
compared to Omen. So that's like the difference between like Omen smokes versus Brim smokes, and the reason why it combos it. Now, Clove smokes do recharge, so on certain maps where you only need 2 smokes, I do think Clove can be pretty good, but it's still like you're trading off like really good one ways and stuff for burst smokes. There's another really good one way that people do at A. There's Omen at
30 seconds left.
It's when you have the sights and you're playing post plant, you throw the door one way like this, and now people can't run out of door and they get kind of messed up if they start going through the one way. So you're trading off burst smokes for one ways. Now the thing that I was saying where I think Omen is still more dualisty and more supportive than Clove is Omen has these TPs, right? You can play in spots that you can get out of where other people can't really get out. It's kind of like the chamber or like Reyna effect. Like you can play in here, get 1 kill, and like let's say you're here, right? They try taking a main on you. You get a kill, you can just instantly TP away like this. Boom, now you're out. Another thing, oh, they're coming out A on you. Oh, you go for a quick 1 tap, you get 1. Now you're out. You're in this area, you get 1 kill, you tuck, now you're out. Certain stuff like that, where Omen kind of feels like a pseudo, it's like a pseudo like Reyna dismiss, where you just like TP out of spots after you get your high percent kill, and then you TP away before they could get, like, you take a low percent fight. So that's why Omen's really good. Plus this flash is insane. So that's why I'm like, I don't know if Clove can still compete with Omen, and it's going to be so niche because Omen is just so versatile as a character. Another thing that people do is because if you have a jet in your comp, the jet could smoke dash and you TP into the smoke with the jet. Now you have 2 entries going out and you took space. So on certain maps where you only need like even 1 smoke for the choke, then Omen could be better, where you don't really have to like smoke heaven if you have proper util for it. But let's say you throw a smoke, jet dashes out, you're out here. Now you're technically faster outs with your jets, and it's like harder to deal with this. Or the flash. Like this flash literally hits this, and this. So I'm thinking, in what situation would you play Clove? And it's kind of hard. I'm thinking maybe bind. I think bind you could definitely make a case for it. Another thing Omen has, because of the TPs, verticality, you can play vertical spots that no one can really else play, and so it adds a lot more. It's just so versatile. Omen is such a versatile character. It is so strong. Is it better just like 2 controllers like Clove and OMEN? I mean, if you're running double controllers though, you normally go for like a line smoke and like either or. So you either go like Viper Brim, Viper Omen, stuff like that. You don't really go for like Astra Omen, or you wouldn't really do Clove Omen in my opinion. I still think Brim is better on binds. Yeah, I think the fact that Brim has 3 smokes and bind, if you're going A site, sometimes you can need 3 smokes. Let me just look though. But the ult is insane. I like the ult. It's cool. I like the ult when it doesn't spawn me with my secondary in hand though. I think that is optimal. Clove versus Brim on bind, no. Better combination with Raze Gecko because of metal plus recharging smokes. Yeah, I was thinking about it. I think that, you know, this might be controversial for some people, but I think
My ult is ready.
I think Clove has better stall than Brim. And I mean, maybe not at all times, but on certain maps like this, where, for example, people play bind Brim right here, they throw like their normal short smoke, and they throw a molly right here, you can still jump through the top of it without taking damage with flashes and stuff. So it's pretty like low risk to just go through the molly. So I think like this is a lot scarier. It's like the reason why people don't run through like Viper mollies on certain chokes. There's just way more like kill pressure. Whereas like I think if you get decayed, that's kind of terrifying if you're jumping out. But I think that stall is better. But then like if you look at an angle like showers, if you throw the molly here, it is probably better than throwing Clove's decay. It's kind of like weird. There's like certain situations where the molly might be better. But if you time this correctly, I think it could be really, really strong. But obviously there's a larger margin for error using this rather than a Brim molly. Yeah, Brim's post-plant lineups are really good.
30 seconds left.
But yeah, I'm thinking like attack smokes. Because people do deep smokes to take space, which you can easily do. But if you were going to do like double smokes here, what space? Like, holy shit.
10 seconds left.
It's kind of spooky, no? It's kind of spooky having that big gap heaven. I wonder if you could do the... Can you do the close smoke still? I guess these smokes... I don't know how I feel about this. A lot of people just throw... like on their defense side, the new meta is to throw smoke here. So it's hard for them to push and get deep space. And you can just deny plant. So you wouldn't really throw these smokes in pro play. It would probably work in ranked, but in pro play, no. Probably no chance to do that. I do think the ability to smoke while dead is super strong though, yes. Oh yeah, I do think that's like one thing. If Omen dies, you don't have any util, whereas if Clove dies, then you have util for the round. And you can still like... I was thinking about this for certain situations. Let's say you try doing like a B fake and you die. Now you're forced to smoke B, but if you have another teammate with like one piece of util, and even though you're not smoking A, you could still like throw these smokes with like a piece of util or one person to fake a site. And it still is pretty effective, no? I personally think it's like decent. Because they could still commit with these smokes, or you could fake with these smokes. So I do think Clove is really good for ranked. Yes. Because there's less chance to support your teammates. Just because people kind of go ham. And I think that there's a bunch of like star. There's definitely like a lot of clip worthy stuff you can do with this character for sure.